the bones that you picked up in the coffin maker's place. You spent the day at the inn. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was looking at this and going, wait a second. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, you guys were actually pretty busy that last session. You did spend a lot of time in Vallaki doing some stuff, and then you still managed to get out and head off to Argenvolstalt, where you wandered around. This time, avoided, that one little dragon in the room. Avoided a few other things, and managed to explore more of the place. Until finally you spoke with with one of the revenants, who basically wanted you to leave and wanted Strahd to suffer. Basically implying that destroying him would take him away from suffering.
I know how to make him suffer. Lock him in a room with me. It's just Kale and Strahd for eternity. Best buddies ever.
Anyway, so yeah, you guys are, I believe, now heading back off from Argenvolstalt.
So, did we kill the mayor last session too, or was that the session?
Yes, you did. Yeah, I was like,
so yeah,
we wow,
murdered
you did a lot of stuff that time.
We murdered the mayor, and found the raven, the mark of Ravenkind, like all in one session.
Yep.
Why is my head in the bag?
Well, when you pulled open one of the curtains, in like this little alcove, there was a curtain, and behind it was the perfectly preserved head of human Sarah. Just sitting there. And so, I believe Kale took it.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's being the right thing to do.
May I have it?
Why do you want it?
To study?
Kale is gonna pull it out of his bag and like hold it out. He's like, I'm pretty sure it's just a glamored statue, but go for it. I was thinking about putting it in people's beds overnight, but...
Dang. Yeah, they got it right. Yeah, I look good. Okay, thank you. I just wanted to check that out.
So
yeah, and so Sarah, you helped with the heist for the one thing, and Layla helped with the murder. We did not kill any dogs this time.
Improvement.
I wrote all this down so I could remember it.
Yeah.
Like
Character development, I gotta say.
It is very quick in and out kind of thing. We didn't have to
open the window so quietly.
So
oh my
quietly.
God, it was
A+.
Suspicious.
I told her she could assassinate me anytime. I won't hear it coming. It'll be quick.
Alright, so what do we have to do next then?
I suppose we should choose, because right now we have a number of things that are located in Strahd's castle, but we also have the one thing that I think most of us assume is in the Amber Temple. If we're looking at like Madame Ava's fortunes.
So I do remember last session that we asked Lady Wachter to secure us an audience with Strahd. And that may take some time. So just so we're not walking in on him unannounced, we might want to go to the Amber Temple first.
I think
especially if we can, especially since the last time he sent us to hunt that bird down. Maybe it'll be impressive if we tell him we've already done it. get on his good side right up front, so it's a little easier to wriggle around in his castle.
And remind me, the big-ass bird is on the way to the temple, yeah?
Yeah, at that pass that we couldn't figure out how to get past the flames.
Okay.
Which we still don't know how to get past.
Dispel magic did it.
Yeah, we dispelled it for like a.
It only
A
lasts
short
for like
amount
a...
of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's got to be like a way to actually get rid of it. I don't know, permanently. We'll see. Maybe not.
Okay, so are we ready to head in that direction? Everyone, do we still have our fur pelts if we need them?
Oh yeah, cold weather gear.
We should still have those.
Did we, Grizz, from the last game? Did we keep all our gear from the last game?
Yeah, you kept your gear.
Okay, so yeah, we're good, I guess. I still don't need it, right?
That is correct.
Okay, in which case, are we ready to kill this bird? Because I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I want a
Yeah.
second round at it.
I mean, maybe this time we should preemptively cast Fly on ourselves so that,
I mean, I can fly now, just like all the
Yeah.
time. So
yeah, who at character stack, who can cast Fly? Anybody.
I literally can't.
I cannot.
I can give you fly, but it's like 10 feet around.
Well, Sarah, you have the Broom of Flying, correct?
Yeah, I do. So could I possibly carry someone else on that?
You should be able to.
Okay, yeah. So anybody else can do range stuff. Can hitch a ride with me.
It just seemed like the bird was getting out of our range really fast, so I could cast Fly at 4th level so I could get 2 people.
Okay.
I can
Yeah.
try, if we get it close to the ground, I can maybe try and web it to the ground.
Do you have a spell that would ground it?
I mean, if it gets close enough to the ground, I can grab it to the ground, I think. Would that work, Chris?
I think.
What do you mean
I
by
think
grab it to the
also-
ground? Are you talking
it-
about?
If
Oh,
it
web.
comes down, if it comes down to grab us, if I just wait until that moment and just cast web on it right then and there when it's like 5 feet off the ground to grab us.
The problem
Got it.
is finding where you last saw it, and where it swooped down from. There was no anchor spots that web could
The
anchor to.
ground.
No, you can't just anchor
What
it
about
to
the
ground.
tower?
How not? The ground is floor. Web attaches to floor.
20-foot cube, difficult
if
terrain.
the webs aren't anchored between two solid matches such as walls or trees,
The ground isn't a solid or layered across a floor.
yeah, basically layered across the floor means that somebody walking into the area. The rock, if you noticed, never actually touched the ground. It just swooped down and swooped back up. So that would be useless if it was attached to the ground.
I mean, could we anchor it between the cliff face and the? Well, I guess it's probably wider than 20 feet. The cliff face and the tower.
I mean, we
face
could
is
look for a
20 feet
place
away.
where it's. I mean, we could look for a place where it isn't.
Or like tent the web above us, like at an angle from the top of the tower down, and like stand under it.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
see
so
if
like, it has
there's
to go
any
through the web to
size
get us?
thing.
Look, as long as we're in a corner.
Now you can
between
attempt to
the
do
wall-
that if you want.
If we're in between a corner, if we're just in a corner, let me just. If this is the wall and this is the floor, if we're standing right here, I can just do this. And then, boom, we have it. If it's 2 anchor points, the floor and the wall should do, right?
No, it specifies things like walls and trees
Yes,
for anchor
how-
points.
How is the ground different from a wall?
He's basically saying the bird isn't going to land to get webbed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's not
saw
gonna
this thing.
land.
It's not going to get low enough to the ground for something anchored
Look,
to the ground to work.
Chris, we are here. This is the wall, this is the ground. If it wants to get to us, it's gotta get here, right?
I'm
Oh,
not.
I see where you're
if-
drawing.
Oh,
I have no idea where he's drawing.
I'm drawing on the left side of the map.
I'm pinging where he's drawing.
Yeah. If we're here, the left thing is the wall, the other thing is the ground. If I cast web like this, it has to go through the web to get to us.
Well, then you're basically just protecting yourself with the web. That's fine.
Yeah, but it could also foul up its wings, keep it from getting at
I
us.
just hold my action until it flies in to swoop at us, and the moment it's within range, I cast it, and boom, it's right in the middle of it. So.
But we gotta fit. How many people are we?
I mean, it's a 20-feet cube, so we're like 4 or 5.
Yeah, people? we just. How what's the? Let's do some math. How high is this bit?
I mean, that should be.
It's 20 feet here. I guess if it's a cube, it's 20-foot cube.
Yeah, so I'm
So
pretty
it's
sure
gonna
we
be
fit
from
in
like
there.
yeah, okay, it should be good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that should be good.
All right.
Who would benefit from being able to? Who can't do ranged? I know Ollara it has no good range. Is there anybody else that wants to fly?
I can do a bit of ranged. It's not my specialty though, and it depends on how far.
I can do ranged or I can do up close, but I prefer ranged.
Because my thought is we could have the door of the tower open, take cover, and have people take cover in there, step out, shoot, step back in, so it can't grab us too. Put the web above us. But I still want to be able to put fly on somebody if we need to pursue it to get people out of its grip. I'll hit Ollara and Quentin's character,
Wave.
whatever his name is, Wave.
I'm thinking of preparing aid for this fight, so that's up to 3 creatures. So who do you think needs that?
8, you said?
Aid, yeah. So 5. It increases your hit point maximum and your current hit points by 5 for like 8 hours.
I'm at 67. Who's got the lowest hit points? Let's play the hit points game.
Kale and I are twinning.
Best buddies forever.
I got 52.
Oh,
51-20?
I got 69.
nice.
Nice. Okay. I have 56, so I'm more concerned.
How many can you do?
I can do up to 3 people.
Do yourself, Wave, and Hermione.
Okay, I'll do that.
Because
So
I'll
just
get
assume-
some. I'll get some bonus hit points from my form of dread that'll push me up above 70 probably, unless I roll really bad.
Okay,
So
I'm also
I
gonna.
got +5 range.
Yeah.
I can cover
Yeah,
the
you
others. I can cover the others with 8. I've got 8.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I just yeah. Okay, I'll do that right before the day we get there. Basically, I'll put our I'll cast aid on those 3, including me.
Real.
Although I'm also going to have to blow a spell slot to get the tower open again probably. But
Yeah.
but I can use my fly because I'm pretty much just an Eldritch Blast machine anyway. So
Does anyone have Featherfall prepped?
I have
do.
that.
Okay. Alright, good.
So whoever's on board with me on my broom, you don't have to worry.
I also have Featherfall, so there's that too.
Alright, good.
We all
Because,
took Featherfall just in case.
Well, I didn't because I can't learn it. But
Yeah, but everyone that can learn seems to have it. So I guess.
yeah.
and I guess worst comes to worst, if it flies up, I can spider climb up the side of the tower and shoot from there. I don't know how tall the tower is, but it'll give me a little bit of height. All right, let's do this.
Second touch is a charm.
Yeah. And
Round
hey,
2.
there's probably a bunch of good shit up in its nest.
I know.
I did
So-
get the broom from there. Anyway, round 2 or 3, I don't really know. We kind of fought it a couple times.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
just make this the final round. How about that?
Yeah.
That's right. That or we all end up
Damn.
changing our races again.
Yeah, alright. Should I go ahead and start playing on my backup character then?
Like what I said, if you guys die again, you don't have to repeat every single little step. I would basically just speed run you to wherever you wanted to go and just tell me of the things you'd already done and what you want done again.
Yeah, but we probably still have to find the artifacts again.
Yeah, that's the only bad part, is that the artifacts change places if you die. But basically anything else, we basically, it's any repeated day story. The first day you run it through, the second day you run it through, but after that you basically pick and choose.
Yeah, so basically, unless we want to do anything different, we basically do everything the exact same. Okay.
Yeah. You basically just tell me, okay, did you just want to do everything you did last time, and you go through like, okay, you get the bones, you got this, you got that. You don't have to rerun it. And you're going to just say, okay, yeah, we do the deal with Lady Watcher, blah, blah, blah. And if you want to change anything, then we play it out. But anything else you want to do, if you have to repeat the this again, we just go from there.
Okay.
We got this, guys. We're like 2 levels higher, I think, than we were last time, aren't we?
I
Maybe
believe
more.
so.
Yep.
Got this. And, we kill Duckleg as soon as we see him. If he appears, that fucker's dead. No questions.
Okay, but he doesn't know who we are anyway.
I don't give a damn. He's dead.
The reason why the time reset last time. Because apparently he told whoever was behind,
Yeah,
behind
so
the
as soon as
ability
he
to
comes out
reset
of
time.
Yeah, so if he comes out of that teleporter circle, we blast him. Like,
No, it's over. It's over
Yeah.
for him.
Fucking Duckleg. He told Chuckles. Fucking Chuckles. Exactly. Oh yeah, we have that wounded elf kid in our wagon again. Did we heal him? You healed him, right?
Yeah, I did.
Because he was babysitting the horse last time. We should just have him do that again once we get up there. Because the rock will eat the horse if we try to get it through.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are just basically heading straight to the the pass then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just rolled for the potions I will have on the day. I don't think I care about the potions we have on the way.
Okay.
Unless something happens on the way, then that's the potions I'll have.
I'm going to make 2 rolls to see if you guys get ambushed or run into anything interesting along the way.
I don't think we're making any unnecessary stops. We're here to kill a rock.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but we might get jumped by
the
shit.
travel is completely uneventful as you wind your way through the pass. Your little elf friend is, a little bit confused about where you're going, but you saved his life. He's willing to help you out. And then, of
Only got
course, you're
Sarah
once
hit on.
more stopped by the green flame on the bridge. Let me get that set up. Make sure that your tokens aren't still here. Nope, the tokens are gone. That's good.
There was some weird writing here the last time. Can we take another look at that? Or
Sure.
is that
I will reread that. Give me 1 second. I just need to.
I think we saw it, but we weren't able to read it because it was too. I don't know.
Well, guess who has Eyes of the Runekeeper?
Nice.
Like maybe we can figure out what it says and how to deactivate this thing without like blowing a spell slot.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Don't cast the spell magic, or you will summon the bird.
Oh, we want the
But
bird.
we
so
want
we're
the
good.
bird. Oh, who wants to be bait?
I'll be bait because I want to trap it.
Sarah like slowly puts her hand down that she was already putting up.
And I mean, I'm already used to being abused by the bird, so it's more
Well,
good.
Damn.
Wave and Sarah were already carried off by that bird and dropped in its nest and pecked to death by it several times. But
Yeah, you know what? I feel like it should.
but
be
you
a
did
community
also
thing.
you did also find a that nice fancy stick you have.
Yeah,
All right.
I consider that payment for the pain, though.
I'm not currently terrified of giant birds, right? That's only an on the roader.
You're starting to get a little anxious about giant birds, but you don't get the terror until you see the one sphinx killing Lunessa. It just triggered you. And you developed
Lunessa, Lunessa, you permanently scarred me.
Good.
yeah, her death left an impact.
I'm so gonna seduce Sylvie away from you now.
Okay, everyone has aid, by the way. Just
The shelf,
checking
the
it's been
shelf of rock on which the mountain road clings grows narrow. To your left, the icy cliffs rise sharply towards dark, rolling clouds. To your right, the ground falls away into a sea of fog. Ahead, through the wind and snow, you see a high wall of black stone lined with spikes and topped by statues of demonic vultures with horned heads. Set in the center of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame. On the other side of the dark wall, gripping the mountain's edge, is a guard tower of white stone topped by a golden statue of mighty warriors.
And you said there was writing on it? Or is that on the other side?
What?
Writing?
Uh,
I know we had talked about that, sorry.
So I thought you said riding for some reason, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
If you, is looking around, roll an investigation. You examine everything. You look where you last saw the writing, and you're certain you saw it last time. There is no writing to be found. Whatever it was must have been someone from that iteration alone that had written it here,
Huh.
and not one of the permanent events of the time loop.
I immediately look up to the mountain where the nest is.
You can't quite make it out from here, but having been carried off into that nest, you know pretty much where it is. There's a lot of snow. Well, not really snow. It's more of a like low clouds that kind of obscure where that nest is from here. It's the ever-present fog.
Okay.
Hermione's going to go up to where the green flame is and take 10 minutes to cast Identify on the platform where the fire is coming up.
All right.
While she's doing that, we should probably figure out what our aid setup is because Allie is doing it at 3rd level.
Yeah.
So
I think she
Should we
should put
just-
that on the squishies, and then the slightly stronger guys get. I don't mind taking the +5 because, like I said, my former dread will give me more too, and I'm fairly robust as is.
Yeah, I'd be okay with the +5.
okay, so we're doing a switchy switch. That's fine.
I mean, if Ollaras is fine with the +5 and giving the +10 to the other guys, then
Yeah.
we should probably just do it that way.
Okay then. Okay, then myself, Wave, and Hermione just add another +5 on top of the already.
And I'm gonna roll my dread form now, even though I'm not popping it right now. I just want to get the number. Woo! Darn, it was on the 10 for half a second. I get an extra 10 hit points.
So, Hermione, after 10 minutes of casting Identify, you can tell the spell is essentially a permanent enchantment of Wall of Fire.
Okay. I'll let the party know.
Is there any way to break a permanent enchantment?
Can I roll Arcana?
Yes. Yeah, you know that you can't really break it, not easily anyway, but you can probably suppress the effects with either a Dispel Magic or Anti-Magic spell for about a minute or so.
Which I will also relay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we did that before it was Dispel Magic.
Alright, if that's our only option, then I guess we have to...
Yeah. So we're gonna tell the kid with the horse to stay here and then get through there.
Oh wait, I don't need to do this. Bye. And I just get on my remove flying.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Like, I think if we go,
Oh.
well, did we go around or did that last time? How did we do this? Because the thing on top will attack. I think if we circumvent.
Okay, maybe we could just ferry... Well,
If we cast the spell magic, we can all just go through. It blows somebody's spell slot, though.
that's true. I mean, I
Yeah.
could just ferry people across, but that's also dangerous because that splits us up like a little bit. Gives like an opportunity for the rock. To
And
come
I'm not
down
sure
and
what
kill
makes
us.
the. I'm pretty sure the gargoyle at the top. We determined that it might attack if
If we try to like go around.
we try to go around, but I'm not sure if that's just climbing or if that's.
I'd say just use the spell magic because it's one spell slot and we'll be safe together. It seems a lot better. Also, I'm gonna use a spell slot to make a potion
I will cast Dispel Magic at level 4.
of swiftness, I think. Is it swiftness? Oh no, boldness.
So, Lyra is going to cast Dispel Magic for everybody.
Yeah, at level 4.
Dispel Magic, suddenly the curtain cuts out.
All right, let's ferry through, I guess.
Hustle, hustle.
At this moment, I would like to use my Eldritch Cannon to make an Eldritch Protector. Should give everyone temp HP.
I'd like to drink to push.
If the Eldritch Protector gives everyone 10 HP, then we don't need any from the aid.
No,
It stacks.
it's normal HP. It's
Yeah.
not temp.
Yeah, 8 is separate.
Oh, it is. Alright.
Right, so where are we going to set up and how?
I'd vote me and Melee be next to a thing where we can try and trap it with my web. And y'all just pop in and out with the range attacks. That'd be the best, right?
Which one of you is going to be strong enough to lift the bar on the other side of the door here?
Everyone looks around.
I don't know. Depending on how strong you have to be.
Didn't we discuss? I mean, I have a 14. That might be the highest. I don't know.
Alright.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I'm going to grab Wave and Dimension Door him inside the tower like I did last time.
I try and lift the bar. Do I need to make a check, or does it just happen?
Oh, you guys are going into the tower?
Well, we were gonna use it to possibly duck inside if the rock fight gets too hot and heavy.
All right. You enter into the tower. It looks exactly like you saw it last time.
I pop the wooden thing off so everyone can get in, and I walk out.
All right.
Same. So the web is a 20-foot cube. Could we like? These are five. How big are these squares? 10 foot.
Let's look down below. Hold on a second. Yep, 10 feet. Each square is 10 feet.
Can we anchor it like this? Bam.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah, you
good.
can do that.
But maybe move it up a square.
I was trying to get it to attach to this gate too.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's
So, and if we all like get over in here, it might make it harder to get in the door, but
I mean,
I don't know. Or can we
mainly-
angle it like?
we can angle it because we can anchor it to the ground here, so it's kind of like diagonally upwards, if that makes sense.
Can we like do like that? Kind of.
Yeah,
I'm
that sounds
trying
fine.
to move it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just me and the other juicy piece of meat be out here, and you guys be in there, and just pop in out. That way it'll be lured towards us.
Yeah, because if these squares are 10, we're still gotta get out of the way have enough movement to get out of the way of the door. But so maybe like that.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
I'd say not put it in front of the door, because if it's in front of the door, it's gonna hamper you guys as well. Because I don't
So,
think
like,
it's... Yeah, that's fine. Because if you guys are in here, it's not gonna come for you. It's gonna come for the two people out here. Or the one person, I don't know if there's another melee.
Well, if it's a 20-foot cube, you don't want to be inside of it unless you cast it up slightly higher, like
I mean,
10 foot up.
It won't get inside of square range if we're not there, is the problem. So I'm fine with being inside radius. If it hits me and not hits it and doesn't hit it, I can just be like, oh, I dropped concentration.
Okay. So
It's
I'm gonna
concentration, right?
post up inside here, I guess, for when we fight. I'm just getting it planned out. I'm not in there right now. We just need to leave the door clear so that people can step out, shoot, and then step back. And hopefully the thing's dumb enough to be trying to get the people under the web that it won't just fly off.
The plan is I'm gonna hold my action until it gets within range.
And nobody has hold monster or anything fun like that.
No, I'm
Probably
not
too
a full
high
caster, so if I was, probably. But
Yeah,
no.
and neither am I. Whereas in class, so I don't know why I had to
Do I have? I think I have Squeak right now. I just don't have him out. I know Squeak isn't in the other game right now. He's busy.
Okay.
That'll work.
Also enhance arcane focus as well. So that +1 to attack rolls.
Oh, and I'm putting Fly on Lyra and Wave
Okay.
is my other spell slot. I'm not doing it until right before we decide to fuck with this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait to cast my spell to work the other spell until we've actually got it coming now.
And hopefully it doesn't take 10 minutes for it to come after us.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're trying to kind of wave it down, I guess.
I can, well, I'm out of spell slots, or I can cast Major Image.
If you guys have ranged attacks, just shoot at it if it's within range. If it's not within range, I mean, it's too far away to do anything about.
I could just cast Dancing Lights and then maybe send them upwards. I don't know.
That might work.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that right above wave.
All right.
I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion to make the sound of a horse whinnying. I know they like to eat horses.
Where's the origin
Like,
point
hoof
of that
beats
going to be?
Like right by the gate here.
All right.
I know I need to be 30 feet from it, but I'm not technically not inside of there, so standing in the doorway, casting it right under where Wave is gonna put his web, I guess, where we decided he's gonna put his web. So like here. Hoofbeats and like whinnying, horsey noises. And after I do that, I'm going to hit the 2 people with fly. And hope that he's here in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to get on my broom.
Yeah, once you cast fly, I will actually cast Aura of Fly.
Chris, quick question. Drinking a potion on you is just a bonus action, right?
Correct. As long as you have that potion in an accessible spot, you are good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be holding like a potion in my hand until it arrives.
It's actually pretty nice if it knocked.
No, go ahead.
Just talking that aura basically gives you like a last stand, like it gives you 1 hit point if you get knocked out. So
cool, great. That's actually really good.
Why does Wave have no HP?
Layla, do you want to get on the room?
Hey, Wave, what's wrong with your HP? Your HP's missing.
I didn't do that, so.
You might want to go double check because it's not showing up.
It's on my sheet, so.
61 over 61, because I'm only seeing slash 61.
61 over 61.
If it comes down to it, I can just pick up whoever when we need to fly.
I mean, I could get on it. I just, I mean, yeah, that works for me. I have a range of 600 feet, so it doesn't matter too much.
Save that to my sheets, just in case.
I'm going to speak to command work at the broom just so it's floating above the ground, so I don't have to do that. Yeah, so I don't have to do that when it starts.
Alright, so the only thing, how many things have already been done, or has it just been the sound of hoofbeats and whinnying at the moment?
It's also dancing lights.
Alright.
Kind of
and maybe
around.
just like, maybe just yelling in general too, like.
Yeah, I'm just trying to illuminate Wave.
Yeah. By the way, the weapon is not there yet. I'm just gonna wait until I see it. And I think it's within range to attack me next turn, and I'm gonna hold my action to cast web when it is at that moment. But I'm gonna wait with holding my action because I'll still waste like 20 spell slots.
Yeah, can I just knock an arrow and wait if it comes within my line of sight?
Sure. It's dark and it's quiet except for the minor illusion of hoofbeats out there. How long does minor illusion last for?
A minute.
I posted it. Yeah, and I can cast it at will, so it's not like.
Right.
Kale's just waving a little piece of fluff around in the air, and horse noises are happening.
Same thing with dancing lights. I can cast that at will, so it's just illuminating Wave.
Sorry, can you repeat what you just said you were doing?
I have dancing lights illuminating Wave.
Right, so you're just using the dancing lights to try to using Wave as a lure.
Yeah. Like an anglerfish.
I'm gonna try to make it sound like there's as many horses as I can get out of my minor illusion.
You wait.
I can cast.
You keep casting. You wait, you keep casting, and time just seems to go by without anything happening.
Oh boy. Okay.
I guess no fly spell.
I guess if one of us is gonna have to fly up there and lure it down here,
I can climb up there too. How far is it?
It's like 1,000 feet.
Yeah. Last time I checked, though, this thing's really fast at flying. But that's okay if I dash.
Wait, do we think we can scream it down? Like, we're doing the lights and the heart, but like maybe if we yell real loud?
Possibly? I mean, we've been making a lot of noises so far.
What if I cast thaumaturgy and I say, "You stupid-ass bird, please hurry up"? And I make my voice boom 3 times louder.
What?
Just hoping.
Your voice seems to boom next to the mountain, next to the side. You keep hearing it echoing back to you from hitting into the tower that you're currently at. And still nothing. It's all quiet out there.
I was gonna shrug and just be like, "Well, maybe we should get it on the way back.
Maybe let's just.
Maybe it's not here." I mean, I'm gonna start short resting. If I'm gonna go chill in the tower and start short resting. If it doesn't show up for an hour, I get my spell slots back.
Yeah, I just stopped dancing lights.
I'm just gonna stay out there, keeping an eye out.
How long do you wish to stay?
I'm just keeping an eye out. I got nothing better to do I?
As long as it takes.
We'll just do an hour so that I think we should just do an hour and get spell slots back, and then possibly come up with some other plan of action.
That's when the fucker's gonna jump us.
Yeah, I'd rather just if we're gonna stay here, we might as well spend the night, because then it won't bother us anymore. Because probably the rule about the spell being dispelled and they're in the
and I don't remember when the last time we had a long rest was. Like,
I mean, we probably had one before we got here.
Well, we murdered the mayor, and then we went to Argynvost, and then we came here. That's probably an entire day. It's probably time for a long rest.
Yeah.
So we could long rest here. But remember, Duckfucker might appear. So be ready to kill that shithead.
Alright.
Where did he show up before?
Can the rest of the party show? Maybe we
do we
could
remember
screw up
where-
the transportation circle if the rest of the party could show Hermione where it is.
I don't think it was as much as a circle as like the remnants of like somebody having used something to teleport here. But do we remember whereabouts it was? I think it was in like
it was like right here by the window.
It was like in here.
Yeah. Is there any like rubble we can pile up there so when he ports in, he like is inside of the solid object and he takes damage? Oh, and Alira, don't forget there's corpses up on the roof if you want to do their rites again.
Did I do it before? I guess I did, didn't I?
I think so, yeah. There's nothing in this tower, Grizz, right? Just rubble, basically.
Other than the stuff on the roof, yeah.
We should go up to the roof just in case this is the heights near the elements where the one item was, because we don't really know where that was.
Are you talking about the dizzying heights?
Yeah.
I thought, didn't someone suggest that it might be the northern tower of Strahd's castle?
Oh, yeah. It probably wouldn't hurt to go up and check, though, just in case. I don't, yeah.
Yeah, we'll check.
Yeah.
While we're here and Kale's just gonna chill because, like I said, he's at least short resting, unless we're gonna long rest.
Well, depends on we're going to long rest or not.
I mean, I say we long rest. If we're up here and this bird isn't coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he'll come out in the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the early bird. He's gonna get the worms. So go do that. Go check out the top and then rest, or rest and then go check out the top.
What doesn't matter.
Or we can just be like, "Hey, Grizz, is there anything different here from the last time?"
Nope, you don't find anything different.
Okay, there you go. So, long resting. People in watch, keep an eye for Duckfuck. I don't remember if he was a duck leg guy or not, but one of them had a duck leg.
Well, you've already nicknamed him Duckfuck, so.
Yeah. Oh.
So that means 5 hit points are gone.
Wasn't that guy? Let's see. Which guy was it? It wasn't Cloven. It might be Cyrus. Yeah, he's got a duck leg.
So, are you guys going for the short rest or a full long rest?
I think we're gonna long rest because I think we're due for one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just get rid of those temp HP and the aid for now.
Yeah, we were all dressed up and nobody came
Nobody
to take us to
showed up.
prom. Yeah.
So we don't get our temp HP anymore? Damn.
Yeah, because we're taking a long rest, so it just kind of goes away after that.
Okay.
It's okay, I can re-up it in the morning. It'll just be a different amount, probably.
So, you spend your time, you sleep in shifts, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. I got Squeak watching the that spot. Sitting there, staring at it.
Yeah, just to make sure the guy doesn't appear in the middle of the night. So after a while, when it's not really get light, 'cause this is Barovia, but less dark might be a better way of putting it. You guys start to wake up, still alone there.
So guys, when you were up in that thing's nest, did it have any eggs? Like, can we expect some omelets if we kill it this morning?
I don't actually remember. Wade was up there way longer than I was, so.
Kill looks disappointed. So we're gonna try to bait the bird again, or are we just gonna go up to the temple?
I say we try to bait it, just in case we try to turn back and head to the temple and it attacks us by surprise. Just, maybe we can avoid that.
Don't forget about that stupid goat that tried to headbutt us too.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe use that for bait, slaughter it if it comes down again.
Yeah. So we're going to recast our bows and go. Is that the plan?
Yeah, let's try again.
All right.
Maybe add some shouting in along with the horse noises.
Okay, the same people that have had it before will get aid.
I'm not gonna cast fly until this thing actually shows up. I'm gonna hold it as soon as we hear or see it. It's getting cast.
Okay.
Let's see, so plus on. And I'll probably hold off on our oil life until we actually hear it as well. I have to set 2 fourth level slots now.
Okay.
But
So, are you guys heading off now, or are you going to be...
we're gonna try to bait the bird again.
Okay. How would you like to try to bait the bird?
Maybe we need to go further out.
Maybe.
I think Sarah should fly up and see about taunting it down while we're doing all the other crap.
Okay, I'll do that.
That broom is pretty fast. I mean, the bird is fast, but hopefully you're faster.
Hopefully. Alright, I'm just gonna fly. If anybody wants to come with, that's fine, but I think this is, since I'm just baiting it, I probably should go alone. Okay, well, first things first, I think we should dress up before we even attempt this again.
Yeah.
So I think we should just put everything up that we tried to put up before. So I'm gonna cast Aid on Layla, Allie, and Kale, giving them +5. And Allie, if you want to re-up Aid, that's up to you if you want.
I will.
Okay.
So let's see.
Like I said, I'm going to cast Fly as soon as
You have eyes on it?
yeah, but that means I need to be able to touch waves. I think Fly is touch.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Squeak is gonna cast Fly on them. He's gonna hang out with Wave. Cat hit him with Fly, and then fly in and hit Ollaras. Because I can cast touch spells through squeakers.
Let's see, so Sarah, before you leave, I'll cast Death Ward on you, so at least you die, but you won't die all the way.
Okay. And then I will do
You'll die up in the air, and then you'll hit the ground and die. That's when you'll actually die.
And then
Right.
I'll re-up my Eldritch Cannon and give everyone 12 temp HP. And I will fly up. I'll fly up towards the nest until I see the bird.
I mean, you figure it goes back to its nest at night to sleep, so it might be up there.
Yeah.
Get 12 this time. Is that for everybody?
Yeah, that's 12 for everybody. I rolled
Very well.
slightly better.
I guess I can roll my dread form and see what that is going to be, because that's a 10 plus, or d10 plus. Whichever's better. Why did I roll 2? 3? 3 plus 8? That's 11. Yours is still better.
So what's your plan? What's your plan to try to bait it this time?
I'm going to have the dancing lights around me, and they're going to fly with me as I fly up to the nest.
Alright.
We're still going to be doing what we were doing last night on the ground. Horse noises, yelling.
Yeah. And I'm also going to be yelling while I'm flying up. ready to do a 180.
High or low?
Let's go high.
Okay. So you're flying up and up and up, heading straight back to where the nest is. You see the bit of the cave. You see the bedding materials, and you see feathers and the curve of a wing from something sleeping inside the cave.
Oh.
That bitch. Give it a rude awakening.
Yeah, I think I think this is the perfect opportunity to just blast him. Yeah, I cast Scorching Ray and I start shooting at it.
Alright. You get advantage because it's surprise attack.
Do I get advantage on the first ray or do I all of them?
Just the first ray.
Okay. Okay, first is 12 damage and then the other two.
Alright.
And then I immediately 180 just start dashing towards the bottom.
Well, you can do that on your turn, because now
Yep.
we're in initiative order.
Okay.
Ugh. How me fight? God, initiative is 1. How am I? Is my initiative 1?
Did that last one hit?
I gotta roll Squeak's initiative. I don't have this sheet out. Hold on one sec. Get better initiative than me, Squeak. No biggie. Sarah, I hope you fly faster than the bird.
It got lower initiative than me, so it should be fine.
How?
kind of the thing that I
What's
did.
the
I think it can
fly
move really
speed
fast.
on your broom?
60 feet.
I think the bird go like 100 or something ridiculous like that.
120.
I can dash, maybe?
It can dash. Fly for your life, Sarah!
Yeah, I guess, My fall speed ain't any better. If I just jumped. Let's see, how many feet away from it am I? When it begins? That's a good question to ask, I think.
What's the range of your shot? I would say probably that. Like max range for
Yeah.
your shot.
Yeah, probably. Let me see. Oh, so I'm 120 feet away from it.
No, because you had to be able to get up high enough to see the cave.
Yeah, but if he's 120 feet away from its straight line, you could see the cave be level on the plane with the thing, but still be 120 feet out.
Yeah, well, she didn't establish that she was going to be getting as far away from there as possible,
Yeah,
so...
that's fair. So how far away from it am I?
At the moment, the opening of the cave is, I believe, about, 20 feet away.
Cool, okay.
Is there like shit you can hide behind, like crevices or something you can duck into on the side of the cliff?
I'm not sure. Oh, you know what? I have the perfect solution. I don't know why I'm even... Never mind. I have the perfect solution to this. Oh no, he would still catch up to me. Never mind. Expeditious retreat won't save me. Fuck.
You can go invisible.
Oh! No, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that.
I would like pull close to the cliff and go invisible, because then even if it's got like, blindsight or something, you still be against something, so hopefully wouldn't detect you.
I think it's very unlikely that I can't think of a reason why a rock would have blind sight though. Oh my god, that'd be so insane.
It lives in Barovia. It's always dark here.
That's fair.
Barovius wants to fuck you. It took a dark power.
Layla.
Oh, okay, we're starting.
Yeah, I was waiting on you.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting. My bad.
Do we even know anything is going on yet?
Yeah, that's my question.
Over. Let's see. It is about 500 feet up. So.
But do we hear it like squawking, or like do we have any indication that it is pissed?
I imagine so. It is 500
Okay.
feet is not that bad. So.
Okay. I'll move 5, 10 for my ally, 15 to get out of there. I don't see anything, so I'm just gonna hold two longer shots.
It's quite dark. For the most part, the fog layer is currently at like you can pretty much only see about 200 feet up.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my shots then. If anything comes within that range, that I can see, but that's all I'll do.
Are there any arrow slits on the second story of this tower?
No, just windows.
But are there windows? Like, can I shoot out a window?
They're glass pane windows if you want to take the time to try to break them open.
Yeah. don't remember what kind of windows they were.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just holding my shot when it's within 200 feet.
Alira.
I am casting Aura of Life instead of turn.
Anything else?
That's it.
What does the little pseudo dragon do?
Week is waiting for Kale to cast Fly. He's going to hold until Kale casts Fly through him.
All right, Sarah. You are about 500 feet above your companions. You can't see much more than 100 to 200 feet ahead of you.
I cast Invisibility, and that also ends my Dancing Lights because they're concentration. And I just fly. I try to fly straight down, but like at an angle so that. Actually, no, yeah, just straight down. Flying straight down towards my companions.
All right. So how you can get 120 feet, right?
I can get 60 feet because I use my action.
All right, 60 feet. So that'll put you about here, since between here and here is actually each of these half squares are 100 feet when it comes to this.
Okay, yeah, because the elevation, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, the rock can easily overtake you on that.
She's invisible.
Oh, that's right. You can't be seen. So the rock just goes flying out. You see it, Sarah, but unfortunately, because it's well above the cloud cover, the fog, no one else really can. So it goes zooming out, and you can hear it squawking up there, but none of you can see it, other than Sarah.
I knew I should have prepared my sending stones. God damn it.
I mean, I imagine we're still yelling down here, trying to get its attention while we're waiting for it.
All right.
We never stop.
And
I mean, the horse noises are still going for a minute into
direction.
combat. Like, if he casted it right before combat started, I don't know. Depends on...
Wave.
Can't hear you if you're talking, Quentin.
Quentin?
Quentin!
Did you fall asleep, Quentin?
You okay, man?
Oh, his mic.
Having his mic.
Hello?
Yay!
There you go.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's not attacking anyone at the moment, right?
Nope, it is 400 feet above you. You guys can't see more than 200 feet above you. So you can't even see it. You can just hear it swooping around up there.
So how? It's I'm just gonna. How high up are the clouds? Like, but when is my vision cut off?
200 feet, like I just said.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna wait until I can see it. I'm gonna drink a potion.
Alright.
Let's drink the potion of resilience first. And I'm gonna hold. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna wait.
We haven't seen hear it. I
cut out if you're talking, Smug.
Yeah. Trying to decide what.
Okay,
Hermione would
you sounded
do.
like you like cut off, like your mic cut out. So I just let you know, in case.
Yeah. No, that was just me. There's not much I can do, so I am going to hold a witch bolt for when. Well, no, that's just only 30 feet. Never mind. I am going to hold a hex for when I see it. That's all I can do. It's 400 feet up.
So at least, and you can only see 200 feet.
Yeah, I can't see it, so. But I can hear that squawks.
Yep, you can hear it.
So yeah, it said holding hex for when I see it, and if it comes within 90 feet of me. That's all.
Kale.
Hale is using through Squeak, casting Fly on Wave and Ollara. So Squeak will move over their heads and squish between them and over into the door and cast an Ollara too. So both of you guys get Fly. And I'm gonna bonus action. I'll do my Form of Dread.
All right. Back to Layla.
Yep, just holding those 2 arrows. The second I can see it, whenever it's within 200 feet, that's what I'm doing. Just pausing.
Okay. Ollara.
See, I will hold guiding bolt until it's within range, which is 120, I believe.
Does the Dread Form, by the way, cancel out the noise that you were making with the click clock?
No, it's that lasts a minute. It's not a concentration.
I just wanted to double check.
The Fly might have. I don't know if I need to concentrate for minor illusion. Nope. Nothing canceled it out.
Yeah, it's 120 feet.
So what are you doing again, Ollara?
Then guiding bolt until I can.
Guiding bolt, that's right. Okay. Need the pseudo dragon to do anything?
He is waiting. I'm telling him to go sting it when it comes down.
All right, Sarah.
Well, that's what I'm going to tell him on my turn.
I'm going to move another 60 feet downwards towards my party, and I'm going to use my spell refueling ring to get a spell slot back.
Okay. The Reich zeroes in on the sound of the horses, and well, it'll probably get around 200 feet down, which means you can just barely see it coming up out of the clouds. So since you see it 200 feet away, do you wish to let loose with your spells?
It's out of range for me still, so I'll have to hold.
I'd like to see what my longbow can do.
All right then. Let us see.
No.
Let's see. Oh.
Both of those miss.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a held action that they wish to use?
Nope.
Wave, your turn.
Now that we can see it now, so I'm gonna hold my action to cast web.
Okay.
On it as soon as I see an opportunity to web it.
Just remember, if you can't use that spell, the spell slot is still gone.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I mean, it's not gonna ignore us, is it, for a round?
Hermione.
Yeah, it can only go another 120 feet though.
Yeah, true.
Or no, it can go. I guess it can go 240. but it depends on what it feels like doing.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Granted, I have enough spell slots for it, so I'm not worried. Oh, I'm gonna bonus action drink a potion of boldness, so that happens.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting about the extra 40 here. So that's actually, it's at 160. Does that change anything for anybody?
Nope.
Hermione.
Alright, I'm back. So it's 160 feet.
Mm-hmm.
1 second. Let me pull up my sheet.
Eldritch Blast is 120. That's probably one of your
Yeah.
lower ones.
I'm going to actually hold my action, and when it reaches 120 feet, I'm actually going to cast Chill Touch.
Okay.
End of turn.
Kill.
He's telling Squeak to go sting it when it gets within range. Squeak is kind of chilling in the door frame. Like, I can't get him to sit there, but he's in the door, like in the doorway. Sort of.
Okay.
It's dicey trying to squeeze out there right now, so he's not going to try, especially since he can't hit it.
Layla.
Let me see how many arrows I can waste. Well,
Alright. That's a hit. Does Colossal Slayer require to already be hurt?
yes.
Alright, so it only takes 7.
Did it take fire damage
From what?
from Sarah hitting it?
Yeah, Scorching Ray.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I forgot about the Scorching Ray. Sorry.
Yeah, I did the...
Yeah, you did do damage on it earlier. Just it has so many hit points that I forgot.
Damn. That bodes real well
Just
for us.
tickled it a little.
I should have taken 32 damage, what the hell?
And then I'm gonna get my ass inside, because that thing's getting a little close.
Yeah.
That'll be my turn.
Alira.
Continuing to hold.
Still holding?
Yeah.
Alright. Pseudo Dragon.
Well, I don't think he can reach it yet because his fly speed is only 60 feet. How high is it up? Is it?
160.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna chill. He's gonna do what Kale told him as soon as it gets into range.
Sarah.
I'm just gonna dash now, so 120 feet towards my friends.
Alright, so that'll put you about here.
Okay. How close am I to the rock?
Let's see. It's at 160. You're probably like 130, 140 some feet
Okay.
away. It's hard to do math on those different things.
No, it's okay. I'll do another round of dashing probably next turn,
Alright.
so it's fine.
Yeah, so the rock descends another 120 feet.
Alright, so it's got him go.
And you hear it call out in pain as the guiding bolt hits it. And then it sort of vanishes from view as you hear a thump and it lands on the top of the tower.
Oh. Huh.
Huh.
Let's just wait here until it comes get us.
How tall is the tower?
40 feet. It's 40 feet up. let's see here. So, Hermione, you're still standing outside, right?
Yeah.
Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Poop it on her.
Okay, let's see how much damage. It's technically a improvised weapon, but it's something that can do probably a lot of damage.
God, what? She was right?
Why is this thing throwing rocks all of a sudden?
It's a rock. Basically, when it landed, it nudged one of the statues off of the top of the tower, and it just comes tumbling down to fall on top of Hermione.
Did it take the damage? Did it come within 120 feet of me? Because I had been holding kill touch.
Yeah, I said it. I said it did.
I'm sorry. I must have zoned out there. I did for the spell.
Yeah, it then lands on the tower. And how much damage does that do?
7 necrotic.
It lands on the top of the tower and knocks one of the statues over on top of you, as you are not able to do that. So that'll be.
And I don't. Yeah.
You need one of the statues for 4.
That's supposed to be a nice 16.
And you hear hang and triumph. Wave, your
Spell
slot fizzles out.
I'll do it again because it doesn't come down. The bird is acting weird.
Wait, can you? I guess you could fly up, Wave, and cast it on the top of the tower, web it to the top of the tower.
What's it? Yeah, that's perfect because it's.
Because you're flying.
Yeah, I'll fly up and cast it on it, so it's now a net of web on it and locking it to the tower. Unless it's like floating right above the tower.
No, it's standing on the top of the tower.
So it gets swept.
So how close are you getting to the tower?
I'm just flying up. Let's just fly up right where I'm standing.
Okay.
A good 10 feet away from the tower. I'll get an angle.
He's got 60 feet of flight.
That doesn't matter. Yeah,
I know. I'm just letting know in case. You know.
Yeah. So that statue right there is the one that's gone.
Yeah, I just cast web on the whole area.
All right.
It should be big enough to cover the whole top of the tower because it's the size of the square.
And if I'm not mistaken, I have a shit ton of anchor points. Is that how many I see?
Mm-hmm.
I'm metric ton. Okay, let's just cast web again. What's the? Is it in here or do I need to cast it from there? Probably from there then. Where is it? Here it is. It needs to make a DC 15 saving throw. Or it's stuck.
Probably is strong enough.
We'll see.
It is a huge creature. Gargantuan. Sorry, it's gargantuan.
Also, it's a dex save, not a strength save.
I know. The rock's fine.
What are you talking about?
Okay, is there any windows on higher floors of this tower?
There are, but
they're glass.
They're glass, and you guys didn't spend time knocking them out.
To it.
All right, you're gonna take damage, assuming that you actually break it. Well, even if you don't break through it, you're gonna take damage.
I mean, how much damage can you take from flying through a glass plane?
You could actually die from doing that, but okay, give me a strength check. We'll see if you can actually break through the window first.
The amount of kids I know who ran through a glass plane and are still alive. It's fine.
All right, you shatter it. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's not good.
Ooh, you do not avoid the sharp bits of glass.
Can I give myself... what's it called again?
Flash of insight or whatever.
Yeah, flash of
Is that something you can do after you've already rolled?
I can do it after I rolled, before I know the answer, but I probably would have used it if you didn't rush through it. Because it's a 5.
You could have said before
I mean, you said it the second I rolled it. I would have used it. If it's a 4, Chris, I would have used it. Anyway, how much does that give me? Because it's probably not going to be a lot. It doesn't give me a reroll. I think it just gives me a +4, so that's a 9. Probably not enough still.
So what's the total?
I mean, it's a 9.
What is that +1 on there anyway?
I have, like I told you, I drank a potion of boldness, and then I took a potion of resilience.
And what? You're flying from that?
No, I'm flying because Kale cast fly on me.
Oh, that's right. Kale cast flying. Sorry.
Yes.
Brain.
And I am.
All right. So, what is your total dexterity saving throw?
It's a 9.
Okay, so it's still below 10. All right. That means you're still getting badly cut by the glass shards.
Sure.
You take 28 points of slashing damage.
Since when does the glass plane does that much damage?
As I said, people die from doing that, and I warned you beforehand.
That's like more than, what, 4 greatsword attacks?
I'm surprised that you've known people that have survived running through glass planes, because I look at that.
My brother has done it 3 times, and the most he got was like maybe a tiny scratch.
As I said, I'm shocked because I've seen plenty of glass injuries, and a lot of the times that's pretty bad. So
in real life or in movies, because movies exaggerate things.
If you fly through it, it bounces away from you, the sharp edges. So you're fine most of the time. Glass doesn't turn towards you when you break through it. Anyway, I take damage.
Yeah. Hermione.
Right. Are the rocks on top of the tower now trapped?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not trapped. It's just chilling up there.
Well, yeah, the web spell didn't work.
Okay.
I think the webs are still up there, aren't they? Or
yeah, they're still up there. It's just that it kind of like shrugged it off. It like
does it need to repeat its save because it's still chilling in the webs, or is it?
Yeah, it'll need it for its feet, but the rest of its body is not restrained.
Does each creature that starts its turn must take a dex save, so it has to repeat it? Okay.
Yeah, it's just that
it's
just that it's not covered in the webs. Like, I think that's what he was aiming for, and he's not.
I mean, if his feet are stuck, he still can't move. So.
All right. Well,
that was different from being restrained. He could have been restrained with that, but. Good.
As a bonus action, I am transforming into my form of Strahd. You roll 1d10 plus 2 hit points for temporary. That looks like
you don't get those temp hit points on top of the temp hit points that Sarah.
I already used those because the statue fell on top of me.
Okay.
You do get it on top of 8.
Yeah, you do get it on top of 8, but it doesn't stack with whatever Sarah did.
Oh, it's nice 12 more temp hit points, so that puts me at a nice.
It stacks with temporary hit points because it adds to your maximum.
You also get 1 hit point at the start of your turn.
Alright, and then I'm going to hit the rock with Mind Sliver.
Do you have to be able to see it to cast that?
I can't see it.
No, it's at the top of the it's at the top.
How big is it? Is any piece
it's
of it
gargantuan.
sticking over the tower?
If you're backing up from there, then yeah, you can see it from there. It's just that when you were standing right there, you couldn't have seen that.
Alright, so I step out and I cast Mind Sliver.
Alright.
I need a intelligence save.
That's normal. Not supposed to be advantage. So yeah, it failed on that one.
So it takes 10 psychic damage, and it needs to minus 1d4 against the next saving throw it makes, which is going to be I need to make a wisdom save because I'm using one of my features in my form of dread. Let me post it.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. And
It is now frightened of me until the end of its next turn.
All right.
I always forget to use that part of the dread form.
That's the end of my turn.
Kale.
If I can see that Hermione can hit it from where she's standing, I'm gonna move out there too. That's 20 feet. Right? I'm gonna stand next to her. I'm going to Eldritch Blast it. Let me see one thing. Do I get that yet? I don't think I get that yet. I don't think I get the thing that gives me the plus 10 yet. Do I? No. I don't think. No, wait.
Like a plus 10 to attack?
Okay. I get to roll an extra. So this is necrotic damage. I think I only get two. I get. It's hard because I play this dude between two different games. He's a way higher level. How many Eldritch Blasts do I get at this point? I get.
We're level.
I get 2 beams at 5th level. So I get.
Yeah.
I get 2 beams. Okay. So 1, 2. Do those hit?
Yes, they both hit. It looks like
what
your
is-
it looks like your charisma isn't going into that again.
Yeah. It probably isn't. I don't know why it does that every time I have to remember to set my charisma. Charisma's 4, so that's an extra 4.
Extra 4 total or extra 4 per each?
4 per hit.
All right.
Why isn't it letting me?
So that's a 15 15 damage total. Got it.
Okay, now hold on. I gotta do one more thing because I don't remember what my hit dice is, or not hit dice. What my damage dice is right now. It's a D10. Okay, so I get 2 extra D10. So I get another 14 damage on it. And I'm gonna do the same thing Hermione did and
Wow,
force
you
a wisdom save on it to
nearly
be afraid of
doubled it.
me.
All right, wisdom saving throw.
Which I guess is my save. So okay, it's scared of me too.
So yeah, it can't fly down and snatch you guys up, which is good.
So we got these 2 scary fuckers down here. Kale is just snarling at it. Hermione's looking all undead at it, you know.
Yeah.
Layla.
Layla hates that, but it's gonna jog up next to Kale. I really dislike that.
You hop over
I always
the
describe him as,
gold-plated statue that had earlier crushed Hermione.
If you've watched Buffy, you know how the vampires get in Buffy. That's kind of what he looks like, but it's probably not that easy to tell because he's a freaky thing already. So could just be a tiefling having a bad day for all you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a tiefling too. I don't know about that.
Tieflings and
freaky.
Dragonborn.
I don't know what the fuck I did, but I cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make an attack with the longbow. Damn.
That misses. That second one hits though.
Nah.
15 damage. Alrighty. Yeah. Anything else, Layla?
Nope, I'll skip it.
Ollara.
Alright, I'll move out here so I can see it.
I mean, you guys are technically safe around Hermione and me because it can't move towards us.
Oh, yeah. And I'm going to cast Ludette on.
Let's see. Wisdom saving throw. Wait, who's the last person to hit it with... Ah, never mind then. Toll the Dead. Wisdom saving throw.
No damage, darn it.
Do you finish, Lyra?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Lyra.
What?
I mean, sorry, Pseudo Dragon. Ugh.
Pseudo Dragon is gonna come out to Kale, but that's about it. And actually, I think I've been using Grave Touched wrong. It's only once per turn that I get to roll an extra d10, so
Okay.
I will remember that for the future.
Just another dash. they're all doing cool shit and blasting the bird, and I'm fucking flying. Yeah, so that's another 120 feet towards the party.
Okay. The rook lets out a huge shrilling call, and it will attempt to lift up. What's the DC on your web?
15.
And it's not a concentration spell, right?
Oh yeah, it is. Let me just make it on save.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
It's got a negative on its next ability check
Yeah,
too,
so-
from something Hermione did, right?
It's stuck.
That's what the wisdom saving throw negative was for. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's attempting. It was attempting to flap its wings and lift up to get away, but since it can't, it is going to attempt to push over another one of those statues. Instead of just knocking it over the side, it's going to attempt to ram it out further to try to hit one of the three people that's, well, standing out there. Well, technically 4 people standing out there.
I mean, can it reach it? Can the bird reach it, though? Because she can't move at all.
The bird is gargantuan. Its feet can't move. The rest of its body is fine because it succeeded on that earlier saving throw.
I mean, it says if it fails a dex save, it's still restrained.
It's not restrained. I
second.
succeeded the dex save to get
No,
deep
but
from
if
being
it
restrained.
starts, I'll...
I shouldn't have rolled the first time because this would have been the starting and it would have gotten the 20. So pick which one.
Okay.
I have to
please.
repeat the save every turn though. So
Yeah, it does.
it starts in the it doesn't. The webs don't go away. It's still in the webs.
No. My point is, it didn't have a turn in the webs. This is its first turn in the webs, and I'd already rolled the 20 as the first thing. So that was the. So that means either I wasn't supposed to roll then, at which point the 20 still stands, or that was just to see if it got restrained versus making it not being able to move at all. And I said that sounded like, okay, yeah, it's not restrained as in the webs are not over its body, but the webs did snag its feet, which means it can't move. But that doesn't mean it can't hit things that are within reach. And since it's gargantuan, it can easily knock over statues.
I guess.
You know, we've had that same problem sometimes with spells, whether or not they do automatic damage or if it's the damage first thing in the turn. Because it's either it does it at the beginning of the turn, or the spell does it immediately and then at the end of a turn. Is how it works. It's how those things work.
Knocks over a statue. Go for a statue.
All right. Oh, okay. So it's trying to nudge another one over, but it pretty much just falls and shatters on the ground there. It doesn't seem to be able to get it any distance. But plus side for you, there's no more statues directly in front of it. Wave.
Let's see. Quickly checking something. Can I see it from under the ladder because it's gargantuan? If I just stand here?
No, the trapdoor's closed. You didn't go up and open the trapdoor when you were here last time. The trapdoor's closed. You can't see it from there.
I'll guess opening the trapdoor would be an action, right?
You would be able to normally open it, except there's a gargantuan being
You know
over top of
what?
it.
I'm just gonna fly.
It pushes up.
I'm just gonna fly out the window that I already broke, so I can't take damage from that, right? Right?
Yeah, right. That's that window there.
I fly up. I see it. I throw an acid arrow at it, and I fly back inside. No,
All right.
wait. Are you gonna rule that the acid will destroy the babs? First question. Before I do that.
They might. It depends on if it hits the rock or if it misses. If it misses, it might hit the webs as they're burning them.
In that case, I'm just gonna cast Real Sickness at it.
Okay.
I need to double check if that's concentration. I don't think it is. It's not. Okay. It takes half damage.
Alright.
And that's it. And I'll go back inside.
Hermione.
Gain 1 hit point at the start of your turn until you're not injured anymore.
So it's still on top of the tower, restrained.
Yep.
Okay. The tower up there is... Hi, Luna. Alright, I'm going to hit him with another Mind Sliver. Enough damage. Yeah, the intelligence save. Takes another 10 psychic damage, and it minus a 1d4 to its next saving throw.
Alright.
End of turn.
You're not gonna scare it again?
Nah, I'm not going. I want someone else to use the saving throw.
Kill.
Alright, I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast again since I'm still concentrating on the 2 spells. So 1, 2. And I get to roll an extra 1d10. Since they changed it from the UA, so it only gets an extra 2.
Alright, anything else?
I don't think I have any bonus actions that I can do. I guess I'll force the fear on it again so it can't come down here.
Alright.
So it needs to give me a wisdom save. And
I
I'm sorry
failed
that
that
I'm
again.
using that up, but I... Huh?
And they ended up failing completely on that again. So it's
Sorry that I'm using the D4, but
terrifying
I
of you.
don't want it to come down here.
Yeah, even if it breaks free, it can't come down. Layla!
Grizz, is the official ruling that it's restrained or it's just, like, speed is 0?
Its speed is 0.
Okay. In which case, I'm just going to take my longbow shots.
That's a lot of damage. 17, 18. You hear it squawking louder and louder from all the damage you guys are doing to it. Anything else?
No, that'll be my turn.
Ollara.
Alright. Try 12 with that again. Ooh.
This is personal. That's funny. Oh my god,
Oh,
now...
wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Too bad I made that one. I would have taken a lot of damage.
Yes, it would have. Anything else?
That's it.
Anything for the pseudo dragon to do?
No, I'm not sending him up there. He's just gonna stay down here with me and get squished by statues, maybe. Well, you said it's out of statues. So.
Yeah. It only had the two in front of it. It managed to knock one over under Hermione, and then the other one just crashed into the ground.
How close is Sarah at this point?
That's what I was gonna ask. How close am I to the bird?
You've still got like another 100 feet to go.
Okay. I'll move 60 feet then. Closer to it, and then.
So you're heading 60 feet directly towards the tower top.
Yep.
All right. So that'll put you about there.
Okay. And yeah, I'll just blast it with another. I'm invisibles.
You have an attack after 60 feet. Oh, that's right. The
Yeah.
broom can move 60 feet. Never mind.
Yeah, the broom can move 60 feet. So I'm just going to attack with Scorching Ray again.
Advantage
All
on
right.
the first one. Yay. Oh, that's a sad damage.
That's really sad damage, yeah. Alright, and then the other two. Wow.
That's a miss.
Wow, the damage. What the hell? Alright.
Is it rolling the right dice? 2d6. That's all.
Is that correct for Scorching Ray? Should be. Yeah, it's 2d6. Dang. I just rolled really badly. That's okay. That's my turn.
Hi, Lyra. Alright, so at the start of the rock's turn, it is going to see if it can pull its claws free of the web. It does. Breaks free of that, and Sarah is now visible because she fired Scorching Ray at it. So it flaps its mighty wings right above here. No, actually, it would be, yeah, right around here as it's getting off the tower. Looks down, can't get any closer to where, Kale is because it's terrified of Kale, but it can hover just above Sarah. So it is technically about 10 feet up above Sarah, but it has a 10 foot. Hold on a second. No, it's not going to be 10 feet up above it. Yeah, but it is flying parallel to you, Sarah, or just above your head, but not that far away, and it is going to do its attacks on you.
Okay. Ooh. Talons hit.
So it snags you off the broom. And I think you're still holding on to the broom, though, or unless you want to.
Yeah, I'll still hold on to the broom.
But you're clutched to one of its claws.
He gets a DC 19 escape, or is that until?
That's when I on my turn when I choose to escape.
And with you in its claw, it is going to fly 100 feet up. Whoops. Lyra. Sorry, my cat just decided to lay on top of my hand. And made me miss out which one I was actually putting the numbers on here. There we go. So it flies 100 feet straight up with Sarah in its claw. Which means it's technically 140 feet above you guys. So let me move it and Sarah over that way. So technically it is kind of like this, and it's technically 140 feet up. All right. And it has Sarah in its claw.
Is escape DC acrobatics or athletics is a choice between two, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Wave.
I will fly out and see if I can see it.
Yeah, it's 100 and it's well over 100 feet above you.
Even with the height from the tower?
Yeah, it's 100. It's 100 feet above the tower.
Oh, okay.
And you are currently on the floor that's about 25 to 30 feet up. So that means it's 110, 120 feet above you, something like that. It's like 10 or... sorry, no, it's like... sorry, each of those is 20 feet. So no, you're only 20 feet up off the ground. So it's 100 and... yeah, so it's 120 feet above you.
I'll fly up 60 feet and try Ray of Sickness again. Apparently, I did it wrong the last time. Now
You
it should
can
work
you can move 60
better.
feet.
I presume
Flying.
fly has 60 feet range, yeah?
Really?
Fly speed, yeah, fly
Yes.
60.
Okay. Cast Ray of Sickness then.
This is how Ray of Sickness is supposed to work.
Okay.
So it takes unless its AC is higher than 20. Takes 9 poison damage and needs to make a DC 15 saving throw or be poisoned. That's how it works.
Alright.
I did it last time. So it's poisoned, so you should have a better chance of getting out.
No, the DC doesn't change on the Talon.
Isn't that contested to get out of a
No,
grapple?
it
Nah,
is not
he doesn't
not
contest.
It's just
not
straight
when
19.
it's not when it's
DC.
stated like that.
Oh, okay.
Hermione.
All right, 140 feet up.
Yep.
Well, there's only one spell I can cast in that range. Fireball.
Meh.
I'm going to aim it 10 feet above the rock so it doesn't hit Sarah.
It will hit Sarah regardless.
Okay, never mind. Casting it.
I will be okay.
Since you are restrained, you have a disadvantage on your saving throw.
I'm restrained? I thought it was grappled.
You're grappled. The condition. Oh, sorry, you're right. Grapple doesn't actually. I figured
Your
grapple
speech is
automatically restrains you. It's 0. Got it. So I've been reading grappled and restrained wrong. I keep reversing the two, I think.
Yeah, they're very similar though. Okay, I'm going to make that dex save then.
All right, it has disadvantage on its dexterity save because it's poisoned.
Yeah.
All right, so you take 10 points of damage, Sarah, and it took 21.
I can get out of its grip, no problem.
Okay.
Anything else, Hermione?
Nope. Can't do anything else.
Kale.
Let's see.
Oh, and by the way, just so you know, the Rock and Sarah technically are above you guys' heads.
Not technically.
Let's
That's just a reminder that if you that when you kill it, you might want to run away before it can fall on you.
Yeah, that's what I was just
I'm
thinking.
trying to see. So 10 feet to the tower. I'm climbing 25 feet up the tower.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it. Because that should put me close enough, right? 105? I can't do math.
Yeah, it's 140
feet up the tower,
so yeah.
So yeah.
How
we're
close
gonna
do you
Eldritch Blast
need
it.
to be to Eldritch Blast?
120.
Alright, then yeah, just have to climb 20 feet up. That's why I was stating also that it's vertically above you guys. Yeah, so those two hit. It
And there's your
is
25.
dead, and its body begins to plummet downward.
Uh,
I'm clinging to the
Okay.
side of the tower. Is it gonna
Yay.
hit me?
I'm in a very bad spot for this to be happening.
Yeah.
Ain't on this side of the tower though, Because this isn't the broken window, this is the broken window.
Okay.
I just noticed, but yeah.
No, that's the broken window is on a different level of the.
Yeah, but I would have flown out of the broken window.
Yes, I know, but the broken window you see is right here, which is here on the tower. I didn't say that you were directly below it because you were angled and you're flying a bit parallel.
Yeah.
No, but the rest of the party is because of, that's where they were. It's holding Sarah in its claw, but it just dies its claw reflexively. Goes there, Sarah. Give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you can get away on the broom.
Okay.
Okay, so you managed to zoom out, therefore you're going to take no damage. Alira, Hermione, Layla, there is a shadow of doom just kind of falling rapidly towards the three of you.
I'm good on the side of the tower, right?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna immediately start zooming downwards. How close can I get before impact?
So, Alira, roll me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Me? Oh.
Me, I think.
Alright, so Alira and Layla, you managed to completely dodge out of the way. Hermione, unfortunately, you're a little slow because you're already hurt, but you managed to partly do this, so it's going to be half damage.
Okay. So
I'm trying to calculate how much damage this is, because I was thinking if it's going to transfer bludgeoning damage of a fall, and that's a 140 feet, so that's 14 d6.
Okay, so
Take half of it,
27.
though.
Yeah, so that's the 26 plus my temporary hit points because I forgot to put my 8 on my computer. So let me go for 10, and that's 26.
Yeah. Bones, feathers, blood splatters Kale and Alira and Layla as the rock just collapses nearly fully on top of Hermione. Sarah and Wave are both out of range of the splatter.
Still alive. The temporary hit point saved my hide.
We did it!
Kale is just hanging on the side of the building, just like heavy breathing because he's covered in gore. Oh gosh.
Thank you for the killing blow, Gale.
So I wonder what rock tastes like. Do you think it tastes like chicken?
Hermione's going to look at the bones and kind of groans unfortunately, it is useless for me to make a servant out of it. Perhaps next time.
Maybe not.
Hermione is covered head to toe in gore, and some of it is hers.
Yeah.
She is not bothered by this at all. It's only it comes with the territory of her research.
But she's probably noticeably limping, even if she doesn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably time for one of these.
Now, if you don't mind, I wish to study in quiet and solitude before we move forward.
Oh, we're definitely going to need a rest here.
I don't think we can take another long one, but we can take a
Short one.
Yeah.
Hermione, you get 12 hit points back.
Thank you.
And I guess as long as I sit here, you'll probably get all your hit points back. How long does 10 minutes worth of one hit point?
I'd say that went quite well.
Well, much better than
10
last
minutes
time.
worth of one hit point. That's 1 hit point every 6 seconds if it's per round, so that's 60 hit points.
Yeah.
No one got hurt no one died this time.
Kale just slides down the building. He's like, I'm dead inside. Does that count?
Yeah,
You
but
died.
didn't that start before the battle?
True.
Chris, if I go poking around this dead body, can I retrieve some arrows?
Sure. How many arrows did you fire?
8.
So roll 1d9. All right. You carefully search through the corpse and find 5 arrows that are still usable.
Nice.
Dale's gonna prestidigitate himself clean. Maybe do Hermione too if she doesn't have it.
Yeah, Hermione doesn't have it. She will nod in her head and thanks.
That's just his thing. He doesn't like you being filthy. If he has to hang out with you, he doesn't for Sarah too.
I'm
So, do the non-wounded want to go check out the nest while the rest of you rest up?
I mean, I still have flies, so let's go.
yeah, sure. Sarah
Alright.
will get on her broom and
I'm
fly
just
away
gonna
up.
I'm just gonna move whoever's checking out the nest out here. Just to-
Unless somebody gives me a ride, I'm not
Easy
going,
as-
and I'm assuming not. So he's just gonna chill down here.
I
He'll
can
send Squeak
carry
with you though.
I can carry you as a princess.
No, he'll send Squeak up with you and do eyes of the whatever.
Okay, Layla can get on the broom with me.
Go for a little ride.
Alrighty then. So, you guys ascend the hill. First off, does anyone need to use the bathroom or anything like that?
I'll be right back.
Do we need a break?
Maybe quick break?
Yeah. Like a 5-minute
Oh,
break, because I was just noticing the time, and we finished the battle, so... Okay, 5-minute break, and I'll tell you what you find in the nest.
Nice.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I am back as well.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Lyra.
We're just waiting on Quentin.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yep.
you.
Okay.
Yep.
So, we got 3 people heading up.
Kale's
Yep.
technically there too with Squeak. He's just doing the eyes of the. So he's there in spirit.
Okay. Alright, so the group of you make your way all the way up, another 400 feet back up through the fog and to the nest. Thankfully for you, you do not find any evidence of eggs or hatchlings or anything of that nature. Looks like this is a solo bird.
Okay. Anything interesting in the...
But the nest does have some things like it. There are bones. There are, segments of old bodies, bits of armor and weaponry, most of it trash. But there are a few items mixed in. And for that, let's see here. You are level 8. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Challenge. The rock was... Alright, so... It's that... Okay. So, who wants to roll me a 1d100?
I have shitty luck, not me.
Well, I can do it.
Yeah.
We got a 25. Alrighty. Alright, so roll me a 1d4 and a 1d6. Two and a 3. Alright. Alright, so for the first one, I told you, let's see, 2, so roll me a 2d100. $98 and 6. Alright. You find some kind of saddle wedged in there. Something that seems to give off a slight aura of magic. Of some kind of enchantment. And you also find a potion of greater healing. Kind of mixed in with the feathers.
Huh.
Now give me a second 2d100.
High rolls.
You find some kind of strange looking chime. This might come back to haunt me. A hollow metal tube, about 1 foot long, 1 foot, and weighing about a pound.
Oh, I can guess what this is. I'll put it away for now. Me and Strahd can identify it later.
Oh shit! This is probably the last object I wanted you to have at this point. Because while I would not allow the knock spell to open up arcane doors because it's way too low level to futz with something that's really high level like that. The chime of opening, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chime of opening, which is what you just found, can very well much be used to open arcane locks.
Nice.
Whalers,
special-
Grizz, come on.
Potion of giant strength. You also find a potion of giant strength as well.
That's the one potion we really need.
Mm-hmm.
We have no one with a good strength for it.
And a 1d100. Last
someone
item
else
that you
want to
find
roll
in the
it?
nest.
I mean, I'll roll it. Why not? Just because it'll be shitty. Here you go. 17. To roll of toilet paper.
Magical toilet paper.
1 square gets you clean as a whistle.
17. You found a very fancy looking shield. So you found a saddle, you found a health potion, you found some strange pipe of some kind. You discovered a potion of giant strength. You know, you being a potion maker can easily recognize a potion of giant strength.
Mm-hmm.
And you found some kind of fancy shield.
Okay. How about we get going out of this place, and then me and Sarah will identify them once we get properly going. Because we have a cart, right?
You do, but it's on the other side of the fire flame. Although you can just hit dispel and bring it over. You're leaving it over there to keep the rock from getting it.
Yeah, we can do that. And then I can identify during the ride, as long as I don't have to drive.
You can.
Yeah, it's like a 10-minute ritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's head back then.
Yep.
Alright, so. Yeah, that goat would be, well, you know, after you guys are all healed up, that goat would not stand a chance. if that goat decided to attack you. So, I don't even think I want to waste our time, you know, rolling on it, because you just basically go, nope. It's got a challenge rating of 1.
Sidestep it and let it charge off the edge.
Yeah. Basically just hear, "Ma!" as it flows all the way down. But you guys pass over there, and you identify you got a +1 shield. The saddle is something called the Saddle of the Cavalier? Cavalier. And you have something called the Chime of Opening, which has 10 charges before it self-destructs. But it seems to have the ability to open any lock. It's like the ultimate thieves' tool here.
Yeah. I could use the shield if no one else wants it.
I mean, like, the Saddle of the Cavalier would be really good. We could put Irina on it when we're taking her to get to the pool. So that way Strahd can't pull her off the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we have to get mittens? Will it fit mittens? Or whiskers?
So that's why you put the saddle on a mount.
Yeah, you haven't retrieved the saber-tooth tiger.
We need to get him back. We need to get whiskers.
Maybe one day.
Maybe, yeah.
But not this day.
No.
You went the opposite direction.
Sorry, Piccolo.
Besides, we can't trade the Jester for Piccolo because he's the ally.
We could kill the guy and take Piccolo. I mean,
Yeah, I've had Piccolo
pay
be
him for
stolen
Piccolo.
from him before. Of course, it was by a very chaotic bard.
So we could probably pay him or intimidate the fuck out of him into handing over Piccolo.
I mean, he's just taking care of Piccolo because the other guy couldn't have animals at the inn, I think. So we could talk him out of it. Yeah,
what
could
he
sweet talk
claimed.
him. And then murder him if he needs to.
I'm down for murder.
Poor Hermione is down for murder.
Yeah, eventually she will get some servants. Not right now, but someday she will. Can't play necromancer without raising anyone.
Yeah, that's the problem with the cleric of Cora in your party, though.
Well, have you considered changing gods?
No?
Well, see, in that case, we just kill the cleric, raise her as an undead, and pretend nothing happened.
Yeah,
so
we can go weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have any powers that go along with being a cleric.
Yeah, it'd be useless.
You take
Who's gonna notice?
My deity will definitely notice.
Well, you'll be dead. You're not gonna be talking to your deity.
and your goddess
Or-
can't help us here.
Either that or you'd just be with your deity, at which point it won't really matter.
Yeah.
No, she'd be getting recycled into some baby.
Oh, that's true. If you're stuck in this land, you'd be potentially recycled into a baby. Okay, so the road fades away under a covering of snow, but it takes you far enough to. I'm hearing echoes. Testing. Okay, but it takes you far enough. I'm hearing echoes again. Where's that coming from?
He's muted. You're good.
Okay, cool. But it takes you far enough to see the facade of some kind of temple carved into the sheer mountainside ahead. The front of the structure is 50 feet high and has 6 alcoves containing 20-foot-tall statues. Each statue is carved from a single block of amber and depicts a faceless hooded figure, its hands pressed together in a gesture of prayer. Between the 2 innermost statues is a 20-foot-tall archway with a staircase leading down.
How's everybody feeling?
It's a spooky
Feeling
place.
great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
I need more healing. Because I don't think... We got distracted by the magical item, so I didn't roll any hit dice. I should do that. I will take...
Yeah, you guys would have gotten a
my-
short rest. Even the people that went up to get the items.
I didn't... How long does all the aid and the other thing last? Because I'm sure that...
Aid is 8 hours, and the temporary HP lasts until your next long rest.
So
Okay,
it's
so
been
we
like
get to
2
keep
to
that.
3 hours at most, so you should be good. Between the resting and the travel and the resting on the travel.
I'll do another hit dice.
Let's say while we're together, that's how long does actually the RO life would have lasted 10 minutes, so you'd have gotten 60 back, I think.
Oh.
I mean, Kale's just gonna start going inside if y'all is waiting.
Let's go.
Hermione will be behind him.
I mean, I know that diary's in here somewhere. I need to read Strahd's dirty little secrets.
So we can blackmail him? Or
Oh,
actually, let's not outright blackmail him. Let's just make tiny little references.
I'm gonna
Just-
make I'm gonna try and make Strahd squirm. He's not going
innocent
to.
enough so he doesn't realize we read his diary. Obviously.
Icy steps descend 10 feet to a time-ravaged hallway with arrow slits in the walls. Beyond the hall lies a vast sepulchral darkness.
Wide is this hallway?
Oh, we like darkness. Let's go.
How wide is the hallway? Like 10 feet?
Yep. Yeah, all the squares are 5 feet, so we're good.
Well, let's see. Those arrow slits concern me slightly. I don't have.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'll shoot us with arrows.
Kel shrugs and hangs back.
Oh. There's a boy in here.
Yeah.
A dead one.
Oh,
What?
Only the best kind.
Yeah, you peer through into the room. You see 2 arrow slits that are carved into the western wall of this 10-foot high, 20-foot square room. Slumped in the northeast corner is a skeleton wearing a blue wizard's robe and clutching a wand to its chest.
Ooh.
Is there looks like any way into that room from here?
Nope, it looks like a room without any doors.
How wide are the arrow slits and can Squeak squish in there?
You know what? I imagine Squeak could squish in there.
Kale's gonna tell Squeak to go squish in there and try to grab that wand.
Alright. Squeak squishes in, snatches up the wand in his mouth, and comes and squishes back. You now have a wand.
Yeah, I have no idea what this does.
Sell it!
I'm just gonna put it in my bag until we have time to ID it. If it is even an ID thing, it might just be a focus.
You got a wizard with ID already.
Yeah, but it takes 10 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we're gonna hang around for 10 minutes.
It is cold.
Maybe.
That reminds me. Oh, that's right. No, you've all got warm clothes, don't you?
What about Hermione?
You've either got warm clothes or you're immune to cold, aren't you? Or resistant.
What color
I'm
dragonborn are you?
resistant to. I'm a blue dragonborn. I'm resistant to lightning.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So, oh god, Hermione.
I forgot about Hermione.
You don't have any warm clothes?
No, we didn't get any. Nobody thought to tell Hermione, hey, you're gonna need warm clothes here.
Hermione, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great.
Hermione freezes.
I completely forgot about Hermione, and I'm so sorry about that because
Yeah,
everyone
so
else,
did we. We
warm
just like do.
warm clothes and immunity to cold. All right, give me a second roll because of how long you've been out here. It's been more than an hour. So you were
Flash of Genius. +5.
all right. So somehow you've managed to so far withstand the cold effects that would normally be leaving you exhausted.
I'm flavoring the Flash of Genius for just like, okay, so if you rub your hands together like this, and you like just like how to keep her warm.
Nice.
I do not like
Do you know what, Sarah? Take a GM inspiration.
I mean, Kale's answer would have been to like cast prestidigitation and light small bits of her robe on fire. That would be his way of keeping her warm. But you know,
Please do not burn my robe. If I wish to stay warm until I die, I would set myself alight with fireball.
At which point she'll light everybody else in the party on fire.
Yeah, hilarious.
Details.
Okay, so you peer into this hallway, and it's a 20-foot wide belt. I'm still echoing.
Again, that's
A 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with a shattered railing overlooks a vast temple. Black marble staircases at each end of the balcony descend 30 feet to the temple floor. The vaulted ceiling is 30 feet above the balcony. The walls and ceiling are covered in an amber glaze, lending the gloom a golden sheen. A set of amber doors stands closed at the western end of the balcony. A similar pair stands open to the east.
guys, why do you think they call this the Amber Temple?
Beats me.
And those of you who with exceptional vision can notice that there's a large faceless statue at the far end over here. So, where would you guys like to go?
Is it dark in here? Like dark, dark, dark?
Yes, it is actually fairly dark.
Oh, I'll alert the party to the statue's present. Just like a
Yeah,
statue.
and I can see that far too. I
Yeah.
think. Is the statue anything recognizable religion wise or
Give me a religion roll.
I can see it too, so I'll make that.
See it too, so I guess I can try. Not brand hope.
Yeah, you kind of like all stare at the statue and are like, I have no idea who this is or who it could be.
Yeah.
So, which way are you guys planning on going? At the moment, you can always turn around and go back. You can go east. You can east towards that open door, west towards that closed door, or south/down into whatever is ahead of you.
I mean, I see an open door this way.
Oh, and there's also another door over here that you just can just barely make out in the gloom.
See the open door here. I don't like closed doors.
Alright, so if we need to circle back, we'll circle back, but open door first.
Yeah.
This room is featureless except for a rough-edged, 10-foot diameter circular hole in the floor to the east and an empty torch sconce to the west. Double doors of amber stand open to the north and west. A single closed door lies just to the south of the western set of double doors. There also seems to be flickering lights coming from that pit over here.
Interesting.
I just had that all on mute. I would like to go over to the pit and study it to see if there's anything magical about these flickering lights.
Okay, so you peer down, and Hermione, I'm not even gonna make you roll because these are things you would have recognized immediately and possibly have worked with in the past. You immediately notice that there are circling flame skulls down below.
Shoot 'em.
Oh. Alright.
They're possibly some of your favorite things considering they launch fireballs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot him.
The fireball. Wait, what?
Alright, flame skulls. I don't think I can, I don't have dominate monster dam.
Yeah.
What are the rest of you doing as Hermione is looking over the edge of this pit?
Looking over the edge of the pit too.
Yeah.
And Kale, you also notice that there are flaming skull things down there circling. And you can hear little bits of chuckling as you stand close enough to the pit.
I'm gonna just take a step back from this.
I'm assuming I know what they are with the 19 Arcana.
Oh, yeah.
I should totally shoot those.
Well, would you do that? Maybe they will be, well, they are bound to the master's will, I suppose. But perhaps they are guarding something? No?
What are we shooting?
Yeah. What? Oh, just flying flaming skulls. that shoot fireballs. It's all good.
I guess quite normal for, when you delve into the necromantic arts. Well, I've never had the chance to make a flame skull myself.
Yeah, making a flame skull requires taking a wizard or a recently dead wizard and essentially just reducing them down to the skull.
I mean, does that mean a lot of wizards died here? Like, would we know? Could we infer that?
Well, you would know from your Arcana check and Hermione from her studies that if flame skulls don't spontaneously happen, they are undead constructs made from wizards.
Mm-hmm.
And they can be sentient, but not always.
We could try talking to them. I don't know what they speak.
Well,
Like, down there. No, I'm not actually doing that, but I could.
I think that would, if we sheathe our weapons, if we make the cleric go to the other room, Hermione will give Ollara just a look. Like, shoo, and then she'll raise a hand and go any kind of motion like shoo, like you're shooing a dog. This is Wizard and Warlock's business right now. We have no need for your goddess here.
Fine, see if I heal you later then.
Then Hermione looks at Chaos like, well, shall we see if they are sentient or not?
I don't know if we want to mess with them.
But they could be guarding something. We're looking for things here. There's a few things we're looking for here, aren't they? We could ask, if they are sentient, we could ask them where things are. Let's see. There's the Strahd's book is here, and there's something else here. I thought maybe not. I don't know. I mean, if they're sentient, we could ask them questions.
Okay, but in the event that they're not sentient and they want to kill us, what do we think is more likely between those? Okay.
Fireballs.
Another thing that also your Arcana spell and Hermione's knowledge would be that unless you have a way of undoing their undeath or a very proper dispel magic, they will return within an hour of being destroyed.
If we have to destroy them, I'm sure the cleric can do something about it, right?
Yes, I'm sure she has some manner of dealing with the undeath.
I was moving around around to the other side of the hole to spread out a little.
Okay.
I don't know if that really. I don't know. These are probably 5 foot, so they're still probably. What are they? Fireballs 20 feet.
Yeah, fireball's 20 feet.
Yeah, you might want to spread out a little.
I should look to the others like. Okay. You might want to put Squeak by you or somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm taking Squeak. Actually, we'll set Squeak out to hang out with Ollara.
In which case, Hermione's gonna call down in all 4 languages she knows: Common, Abyssal, Draconic, and Infernal. Hello. We seek answers. Are you able to talk?
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure they're giggling maniacally because they're going to kill us, but it never hurts to try to talk to things.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'll help her since I'm so handsome. Oh God, roll again. Roll with advantage. There you go.
All right. So one of the flame skulls from down below lifts up out of the pit and just turns to face Hermione, still chuckling a bit.
Being faced with an undead, I'm going to burn one of my form of dread, so I also appear undead. And I'm going to look we seek information. What lies in this temple? And if my what my single red eye gleaming in the reflection of its green flyer.
Power beyond you is in this temple.
Kale's gonna just be like, well, that's good. We seek power. At least I do.
You seek power. I seek knowledge.
Cursed knowledge.
Sounds right up your alley, Hermione.
Hermione's just going to grin back and say, the best kind of knowledge. It's like, and pray tell, your purpose is not protecting such knowledge?
It is to see that the vestiges do not leave this place. Do not return them to themselves.
The vestiges.
Stop those who try to free them.
What are the vestiges?
Powerful beings that even gods could not destroy, sealed away in amber.
So, I suppose if you're just making sure they don't escape, you don't mind us poking around a little, right?
Taking power from them helps aid in their escapes.
But I'd love the power. Oh. Well,
Right,
we're actually just looking for a book, really. Strahd's journal. It's supposedly here.
You'll find books in the library at the far end of this temple.
Hermione will then nod like, then we will seek knowledge and nothing else. I do not wish to take up arms against any of my fellow undead, lest they impede me in my quest for knowledge.
The skull descends once more into the pit.
Alright. Hermione's transformation will fade. It's like, I should look over to Kale, like, if you must not heed what their request, at least do not drag me into it.
Miles is like, I wouldn't dream of it. I can be responsible for myself.
Huh. Well, I'm glad they're not bothering anybody.
They said the library was to the north?
Far end, yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Shall we go fetch our, Hermione will move her hand around, twirl her hand as she's trying to search for a word. The nanny? And she'll kind of look to where Lyra's waiting outside.
Oh, yes. Allie, we got it. It's fine. They're not attacking us. We're gonna go forward. The library's to the north.
They didn't say anything about other things attacking us, though, right? So how worried are we about that?
No idea.
Yeah, alright.
Well, Kale's just gonna shrug.
Okay, let's not get jumped. Keep an eye out.
Sounds fair to me. On that note, I do actually have to go. I'm sorry I keep leaving like 10-15 minutes early, but this should be the last week that I have to do that.
That's okay. I was figuring
no
that
I'm pretty sure we'd be rolling into combat.
Yeah, there's a good chance of potentially rolling into combat, at which point I would have said, but we'll find out next week anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta work in the morning, so I gotta probably bounce off as well.
I am very happy to be back in the Amber Temple.
Mm-hmm.
We finally made it!
It's fun times.
I'll see you guys.
Later.
Bye.
Okay.
Yeah, see you.